about the New Jersey Economic Development Authority. What we do is we help in economic development and job growth through our various programs. We are focused today on supporting innovation by helping entrepreneurs grow their companies in New Jersey. Okay, we have a tight timeline, so what I'm going to do is introduce Philip Veber, an investor and associate at the VC firm Gaingels, and Ben Graney, senior executive coach at GK. Give them applause. We're sunglassing it here today for you guys. What we're going to do is we're going to hear from 5 startups. Each startup will have 4 minutes to pitch their company. And after each pitch, our coaches will provide feedback. We have a pretty tight timeline, so we got to keep things moving. So let's go.
How's everyone doing? Test. How's everyone doing?
Wait. You're too keen. Wait, give it a minute. The first pitch is from Jason Patel, co-founder and CEO of OpenForge, a B2B SaaS that extracts sales insights from your email and CRM to increase revenue from your customers. Go ahead, let's hear it for Jason.
All right, now how is everyone doing? It's wonderful to be here. Thank you for Propelify for throwing this amazing event. I'm Jason Patel, co-founder and CEO of OpenForge AI. Before I sold my last company, I struggled with managing my customer conversations in my inbox and my CRM. We were a B2B company selling to school districts. I couldn't figure out which of my customers wanted upsells, which wanted cross-sells, who wanted to give feedback on the product, who loved our product, who hated our product. My inbox was full, and I was spending multiple hours a day collating, going through the inbox, and figuring out those customer conversations. And then I realized that's a massive market opportunity. A lot of my co-founder friends in the B2B SaaS space faced the same exact problem. So I sold that company and I launched OpenForge AI. OpenForge AI is a B2B SaaS tool that extracts sales insights from your inbox and CRM to tell you how, when, and why to sell more. We help sales teams generate revenue, we help ops teams save time, and we help CS teams maintain and retain customers to reduce churn. With OpenForge AI, we connect to your inbox within seconds, and then we use our AI to go through your entire historical conversation record in your email or your CRM, and then we help you find out which customers are happy, unhappy. We essentially measure the customer intent, and we do this in a matter of seconds. Onboarding takes less than 10 minutes. We show the customer how to use the product, we connect to the inbox, and bam, that's it. You're getting value right away. And to build this product, I've brought together a phenomenally talented and good-looking team. I am the co-founder and CEO. I previously sold my company. I'm a jiu-jitsu purple belt, former nationally ranked boxer, and a Toastmasters champion. I make no apologies for how competitive I am. My co-founder is Lucas. He's a technical one. He's an AI ML expert. He's a former founding engineer of Spire Recording Studio, and he's a former tennis state champion. He also plays 6 instruments, so he's wonderful at design. Ali and Beverly were my first employees at my last startup, and after I exited, I brought them with me. Ali's a former doctor and neuroscientist from MIT. I convinced her to leave the medical field and join tech, which has been amazing for her and for us. Ali is my former salesperson at my last company. Her energy is infectious. Alex used to work on space tech, and now he works with us on front end. And Kara is a phenomenal infrastructure and back end engineer. Our product, as I mentioned, will read your emails in a matter of seconds and tell you more about your customer intent. We work with sales teams, we work with ops teams, and we work with CS teams. The whole point is we want to help you generate revenue, save time, and reduce churn. We launched just a few weeks ago. We're at 9K in ARR. We're going to be probably at 12K in a couple days. And we have 30 companies piloting with our tool. The companies mainly are B2B technology companies in e-com or general B2B SaaS tech. So join us in helping us forge deeper relationships between customers and businesses. Join us in helping sales teams generate revenue, help ops teams save time, and help CS teams reduce churn. Thank you.
Thank you. That was really good. And under time, so that's great. Coaches, Ben, Philip, go ahead.
I thought that was great. Clearly not your first rodeo. I thought it was great that you started off kind of talking about your prior experience, how that informed the solution you're looking to create. One thing I would have loved to have seen more of was quantifiable data that shows how much performance improvement you're able to generate for your customers. Obviously, you're at an early stage. That data may be hard to come by. But any sort of expectations that you're looking to kind of have as milestones would be helpful for the investor, or anyone that you're pitching to visualize what this actually brings from a value perspective. I think your traction slide looks great. Maybe some logos on there for the pilots to get people excited. But all in all, I thought it was a great pitch. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, I concur. I think that, just so everyone's clear a little bit more, I'm here in my capacity as a communications coach. And I'm here looking at just what I'm seeing in terms of how you're communicating your ideas to the audience. And as you said, you're a Toastmaster champion. That's amazing in terms of what background you have for this kind of experience. One tiny nitpicky thing that I want you to think about is how you're owning the physical space of the stage. In other words, I saw you kind of stay in one place when actually you have this whole area that you can go to and you can use to kind of make sure that everyone on this side is getting you, everyone in the middle is getting you, everyone on that side is getting you. And if you're able to break out of that little place that you were in, I think it would make your pitch more effective to everybody in the crowd.
Thank you very much, guys.
If I could just quickly add as well, I just thought of this as you were doing that demonstration. I think in the AI space in general, it's increasingly saturated. People are super excited about it. It's a great place to be, but there are more and more entrants every single day. So any way that you can solidify your defensibility of idea, I think will go a long way for people to see you as a distinct offering. Because I've had on my desk folks that are doing things similar to what you are, different approaches, of course, but really hammering in on what makes you and Purposely and Open Forge specifically special, I think would go a long way.
Great advice.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Great pitch. Okay, up next we have Esther Corvil, co-founder and CEO of Suddenly Spaces, a platform to provide user-friendly solutions designed for owners and operators of flexible office spaces.
Afternoon, everybody. How are you guys doing? So my name is Esther Corvil. I am the CEO and co-founder of Suddenly Spaces. I got into real estate 14 years ago here in New York City. And when I got dropped in, I saw problems everywhere, because that's what I do. I look for problems and I try and find solutions. One of the problems, because I worked in an office space, was that we would have contested evictions if we had a problem client. And so, what I decided to do, along with a couple of talented people, is build a smarter, flexible office solution platform for owners and operators. So, what we are is an AI-enabled platform that allows owners and operators to get pre-vetted clients, as well as mitigate their risk and save money on contested evictions, legal fees, as well as broker's fees. And so what we're looking at is being able to save, on average, $600,000 per year for an owner or an operator. And so by doing that, we save the entire industry $135 million annually. Our solution, we optimize leasing for an owner and operator of a flexible office space with our risk mitigation, risk forecasting model, personalized tenant matching, as well as our data analytics that we provide real time for owners and operators. Our product, fully integrated AI, is more than just a listing and marketing platform. Not only do we allow owners and operators to list their spaces, but we also provide them with the analytics to see how they're doing within their current neighborhood. We expect to penetrate a $97 billion industry, global industry. Our goal is to penetrate at least 6% of the industry. And so with that, that would give us a 5-year, $60 million revenue target. When we look at our competitors in the space, Liquid Space, Office Hub, Upflex, we stand out by being able to provide a different solution that truly disrupts the space. So we are more than just AI as a conversational topic. We've got a strong pipeline. We have over $1.8 million signed in LOIs. We haven't even launched. We launch in 10 days. And so we've heard the market, we have provided them a solution, and the market has validated our solution with early traction. Our revenue model is a subscription-based revenue model. From our lowest price point of $450 all the way up to our annual price point of $5,000. And then our revenue projections over the next 5 years, we look to be a $30 million company with our solution as we expand globally. So right now, we've got a current team of about 12, most of us from the industry. From what I've heard from other investors who I've spoken to, it's basically, I took a group of rebels and we created a platform that the market was demanding. And so each of us brings collectively about 20 years experience in the industry. And right now we're raising a convertible note round of $1.5 million with preferred terms for early investors. Oh, I went over.
Yeah. Good job, good job. That's okay, that's okay. We're going to hear from our coaches. Philip?
Great pitch. Covered all the bases. I love how you put it in comparison to other folks in the market. I loved how you gave some AI insights, but not too much, because this isn't just an AI product.
I can't give away all the sauce.
Of course. That's the whole point. Keep me on the edge of my seat. The traction is very impressive as well. I thought that was great. Really not many notes to give you. I thought that the team slide could have used a few more seconds, but that's not really your fault. It's the time constraints.
Hey, I was asking for money. She had to stop me.
I guess the
You
only
can come
thing
see us later on, okay?
I guess the only thing I was curious about was better understanding the specific kind of customers you're trying to service, so that I could kind of better visualize the scale of the market.
Think any owner of a WeWork, Regis, Industrious, VentureX, and I'm saying those because they're popular, but typically it's the mom and pops who own 1 to 2 locations.
Super helpful. And one thing I think that's great that you led with was the quantification of what you can bring to your customers. 600 grand is a really big number, and you're charging folks, no more than $5,000 a month. So I think it's a winning proposition. I thought you did a great job.
Thank you. Wait, am I allowed to talk back?
You are now. So, I mean, go on.
Good. So I agree. That was a great pitch, and I want to say that when you have a short amount of time, you've got content, which is what you say, and you've got delivery, which is how you say it. So I want to make sure that you have some tools that you can impact your content in a more impactful or stronger way in that brief amount of time. There's 3 things I want you to think about: being succinct, being surprising, and using stories. In your pitch, I thought you could choose any one of those 3 that would elevate what you're saying and switch up the content so that we re-engage with what you're saying a little bit more and a little bit more quickly.
You sound like my coach.
I sound like a guy.
That's what they're here for.
Yeah, good. So any of those things, like what's the most detailed thing that you had to say, and how could you say it in the most succinct way possible? And one way to try it is to count it out on your fingers, 5 or 10 words. How would you distill it down? And you can use that as a jumping off place before you get into the more detailed version of what you want to say. Yeah.
Thank you.
Great feedback. Thank you.
Thank you. Wait, I'm done, right?
You're done.
Okay.
Thank you. We now have Kobi Wu, founder and CEO of Cash AI, an AI platform that helps athletes and sports industries to understand and optimize their market valuations, analyze and risk opportunity. Come aboard.
Woo. Good afternoon. Can you guys hear me? I can't hear myself. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, good. I cannot hear myself. That's so crazy. It's nice to be outside, right? I've never pitched outside before. I'm very excited to meet all of you and see you here. My name is Kobi Wu. I'm the founder and CEO of Cash AI, which is a scoring platform that delivers unbiased and precise valuations of athletes. And I'm slowing down because I don't know how many of you know sports. Raise your hand. Have you heard of valuations? Okay, good. So here's the deal. Before I dig in, the NCAA, 3 years ago, decided to make a landmark decision that allowed collegiate athletes to start earning money on their name, image, and likeness, right? It's a huge opportunity for athletes. It also has created a hot mess for the businesses that want to do business with athletes. They don't know where to price them. They don't know who to work with outside of the celebrity level athletes. And frankly, athletes have no idea what their valuation is either. So, Cash AI is a platform that considers a holistic approach on the athlete's profile. It's an AI-generated score that informs not just valuation, but also team optimization and risk and safety analysis. Cash is a series of metrics. We're taking the athlete's profile and we're looking at on the court, off the court, online, and offline. And we're considering a whole perspective and taking those data sets to create the Cash score. The Cash score is a rubric for brand strength. We're looking at performance, engagement, brand safety, and brand alignment. The Cash Demit is our version of assessing market value. We can now tell you how much an athlete is worth for one single program, for a year, for a scholarship, etc. The confidence level that we have is helping us understand, A, that the athlete's profile is complete and that the data has been verified. That's important, right? Because we're looking at unbiased, we're looking at the bias in scoring or in scouting and understanding how much somebody is worth. And when you see a valuation of an athlete, call it, I'm not going to say anybody's child's name today, but when you see a valuation of $7 million or $6 million, I think any mother, any father in this audience would say, my baby is priceless. You can't put a price on what he delivers, right? All right. Nevertheless, they need a barometer to understand what's real and what's viable and commercially sound. The last thing is the Cash Rec. We are delivering an AI-generated responses based on the prompts. If you have questions about valuation, how to assess an athlete for their brand and their name, image, and likeness, you can ask Cash and it will deliver you a real-time response based on the data that we already have. So if you want to work with us, you just pay a license fee. It's very simple. Athletes though, student athletes in particular, you don't pay. It's your data. You should have access to your data. The schools, the teams, the organizations that represent those athletes, they're paying for you, right? They're paying a monthly fee based on whether or not they want to see just one team or if they want to see multiple athletes across multiple teams. The size of this market is relatively significant. We are starting with the name, image, and likeness space in sports. That's just $2 billion. Now keep in mind, 3 years ago, it's already worth $2 billion. So this market is going to continue to grow, right? We will then have that platform to grow beyond NIL, going into professional sports, fantasy, esports, gaming, entertainment, influencer. Remember, we are a score, so this could be integrated into any industry. And basically, if you want to give it an analogy like some companies do, we are a FICA score, but for athletes.
Thank you so
Did I
much.
go over? Thank you.
Thank you. Coaches, your thoughts, please. Philip?
Really interesting stuff. Question for you about the NIL context in general. Schools, in my mind, would use this to evaluate talent coming into their programs, right? In the NIL system as it exists today, it feels like boosters are just trying to spend as much money as possible to bring the top 5-star recruits in whatever category onto their campuses. Are programs even thinking about students from a branding and marketing value perspective, or is it more so focused on performance? I'm just curious to see how you see this being implemented into the existing kind of NIL framework.
Absolutely. Thank you for the question. We're looking at this as the schools are thinking about the athletes as businesses just as much as they are players. They're no longer just a point guard. They're providing additional value and visibility through their social media and bringing awareness to the program, bringing visibility to sponsors that might want to underwrite that program. And so we're helping the athletes understand that point of view for themselves, as well as for the organization that needs to understand their value.
Last question for you. Are you working with any existing collegiate programs right now?
We are about to test, thank you for that question too. We are about to test and in talks with Rice University in Texas. Very excited about that athletic program. We have programs here in New York as well, the AAU program called Good Energy, St. Raymond's High School in the Bronx. Very excited to have 6,000 athletes on our wait list for the platform.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ben?
Okay, great. Yeah, I think it's a really interesting idea, and I think what I want to talk about with you is something that happened at the beginning where you were surprised about the sound of your voice.
Took up time.
And then one thing, how it related to something you did at the end, which was the list of where you think all this technology is going to go. So the thing I want to speak about is called vocal variety. And I didn't make this up, but we assembled as a company a field guide of what people do with their voices to switch it up.
Yeah.
We've got pace, how fast and slow you're speaking, pause, having an intentional rest in your communication, power, which is another word for volume, loud or soft, pitch, high and low tones of your voice, and placement, where your actual sound waves resonate out of your body. So if you know someone who's really nasal, right, all the sound gets trapped right here. So that's vocal variety in a nutshell. I want you to use more. And especially at the end, when you got to that list, you have all these amazing things about what you want your company to do, but they were all on the same pitch. And I want to hear them differentiated. And you can even think about it as climbing up a staircase. How would you start here, go here, go here, go here, and go here, as you get more excited about what you're talking about? Exactly, exactly. So the thing about why you want vocal variety is our brains as humans, we're designed to follow and look for patterns. When we hear patterns, even with people's voices, we almost start to tune out quickly. And that's why it's incumbent upon the people who are speaking to use more vocal variety than, say, would be normal in a situation, especially like this, where there's lots of sound, to break up those patterns, to re-grab everyone's attention. So that's something I want you to try. Yeah.
Great feedback. Thank you. Thank you so much. Next, we have Alex Kennedy, CEO and founder of Purposely AI, a software that delivers AI insights and streamed workflows for advertising strategies.
Every year, $200 billion is spent on digital advertising in the US alone, and 50% is wasted. It's like the old Mad Men adage, half my ads work, I just don't know which half. This waste is multifaceted, but it's largely that marketers, and especially creatives, are making decisions with guesswork rather than based on data. They want to make data-driven decisions, they just don't have the time or the resources. I experienced this firsthand, working in advertising for over a decade with brands like Team USA during the Rio Olympics, Sonos speakers, and countless others. And this guesswork problem really frustrated me. So I set out to fix it. Purposely.ai is software that delivers AI insights and streamlined workflows around advertising creative. The way our product works is we leverage computer vision and natural language processing AI to tell marketers exactly which text and visual elements perform best. For example, for a given advertiser, our product will show that visuals with human faces perform 70% better, and text copy with the words benefits and thoughtfully crafted perform 50% better. Let's see how it works with a real customer. Oh, actually got that. Let's see if this works.
Meet Mackenzie. She's an associate creative director at the ad agency that manages Facebook ads for top nonprofit clients like the United Nations Refugee Agency. She's late for an important client meeting and hasn't been able to prep as much as she would have liked. Mackenzie doesn't have time to manually analyze spreadsheets, but her client expects her to bring a clear perspective on ad performance and what content they should focus on next. Enter Purposely.ai. With Purposely, Mackenzie is served client-ready insights on a silver platter. In just a few clicks to specify KPI and date range, she can see that text mentioning the season and compassion drove better conversion, and that women speaking directly to camera also performed best.
I mean, I have some other clients who we're relaunching a bunch of stuff on social, but they haven't had anything launched in a couple of months. They're like, can we go through Purposely?
Purposely.ai delivers up to 50% time savings for creative strategists. Create what works with Purposely.ai.
Since this video, we've published a case study with the same customer showing 162% performance increase in Facebook ads. It got picked up by Yahoo Finance and countless other pubs. We've had 14 paying customers, and we're growing revenue 40 to 50% quarter over quarter. Our go-to-market strategy is deliberately to partner with ad agencies first to get data and incremental revenue 10x faster. We're also starting to work more closely with brands direct as we continue to fine-tune our model. We have an experienced team, and to complement my deep understanding of the user persona and their pain points, we also have an AI ML engineer from Amazon, customer success director who's an ad agency pro and worked at Publicis and Omnicom, and a product lead who previously sold his own startup. The next product on our roadmap will take the AI insights you previously saw in the demo and use those as data-driven inputs into a generative model that automatically creates new high-performing ad concepts. We're looking to connect with ad agencies and brands that spend on Facebook ads, so if you know anyone, please come say hi. Now, what if marketers didn't have to guess? That's the power of AI done right. That's Purposely.ai. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Right on time. That's great. Coaches?
That was great. I appreciated the video as well. The sort of value you're generating seems extremely high value for your customers. How much are they willing to pay for that kind of service?
Yeah, absolutely. So it ranges. Most of our customers are ad agencies, as I stated. So we have some boutique agencies. We have some medium size with a couple hundred employees, and they're paying roughly $500 a month to $2,500 plus. And we're looking to scale to kind of enterprise and the brands in the enterprise rather, and that'll be even more.
And what will be the trigger to move on from the strictly ad agency model into the more bigger ticket enterprise customers that you were describing?
Yeah, so we're continually improving and iterating on our product. So the first thing is we're really just going to button up our product to be enterprise grade, and we're using our agency partners to help do that. But that's also training our model, right? So our data model is continually learning and getting better. The more data we have from agencies who have a lot of clients of their own, right? So they're bringing all their clients' data on to train the model, and more users trains the model as well. So I think in the next 6 to 12 months, it'll be really ready for primetime enterprise.
Last question for you. You talk about data. I was trying to think about defensibility as you were presenting. Beyond the data sets that you're accumulating with your customers, anything else that you think gives you an edge over your competitors?
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I meant to make a note about differentiation. I think the clock
Good
got
4
me.
minutes. It's cool.
Yeah, but there's some time left, so I'll say it now. One of our main differentiators is in how we're using data as inputs into the model. So we're basically, as I mentioned in our product roadmap, planning to take the AI insights as data-driven inputs. And so that is really unique. It's kind of a solve for prompt engineering, if you've ever heard of those challenges. And so that's really one of our main differentiators, as well as our unique go-to-market strategy of going to agencies first.
Super cool.
Thank you.
So last pitch, I talked about vocal variety. And with you, I want to talk a little bit about physical variety of communication. So I really liked how you got right into the center stage, used that space. What I could see from the side and how you are using your communication with the audience, I want you to think about facial expressiveness a little differently. So I want you to try a drill next time you have a pitch. I want you to record yourself speaking the pitch without your voice. And that way, waking up a little bit more of your facial expressiveness, especially with a space like this, where you've got people in the back row who might not be able to see you as clearly as people in the front row. The more facial expressiveness you use, the more that we get drawn into why you're excited, exactly, and why you think it's a good idea. I mean, of course, you're not going to do over-exaggerated things, but engaging and re-experiencing your facial expressiveness in that way can actually help your vocal variety and help people get engaged with what you're saying.
Makes a lot of sense. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Great. One last pitch. We have Shashank Singh, CEO and co-founder of Backstage AI, which uses AI to help sales agents increase productivity and optimize sales. Come on.
Hello, everyone. Let me introduce you to Emma. She's a recent sales hire by a top Fortune 100 company. Her day job is to talk to potential customers and sell a complex product. Product so complex that it might require a PhD to understand the manual. The worst part of her job is like she's spending more than 2/3 of her time in writing emails, following up, scheduling meetings, and data entry. That kind of sucks. And for the kickers, the Fortune 100 company has spent more than $2,000 to train her. And she has forgot almost 50% of her training in first 5 weeks itself. It took her 5 months to become productive and more than 12 months to become effective in sales. And no, I'm not hating on Emma. If there's Emma here, I'm sorry. I'm not hating on Emma. This is the true story of almost 3 million salespeople across the world. It's a scary situation out there. Enters Backstage AI. It's a sales assistant made for the sales team. It's like an executive assistant, a sales coach, and a personal advisor all rolled into one. Now imagine Emma walking into a meeting with AI superpowers next to her. We have built a custom video platform where Emma can just continue to focus on customers and not scramble for writing notes or looking up for the information in the real time. And it's almost like a super genius teleprompter next to her, giving her the right inputs at the right time. And Backstage AI automates your CRM. It helps you sync your data and does all the mundane jobs. Our AI analyzes your call, gives the sales feedback to the customer how they can improve the sales, and our sentiment analysis knows when your customer is angry or unhappy so that you can react before they go out and write a bad review to you. And the magic behind Backstage lies in its awesome team. Hi, I'm Shashank, CEO and co-founder of Backstage. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm ad tech and marketing technology veteran, and I've helped build multiple successful startups. My partner in crime, Preet Raj, CTO and co-founder. He is a world-class engineer and has built multiple award-winning platforms. He's expert in big data, AI, and machine learning. In fact, he was recently nominated by Entrepreneurs Magazine as one of the top global CTOs. And together we have built an amazing executive team. Our investors and advisors are some of the distinguished industry leaders, and we are well equipped to revolutionize the sales industry. Since our beta launch earlier this year, we have got some industry recognition. We were one of the finalists of South by Southwest Innovation Awards. We won an innovation award from Amica, and we have built successful partnership with Deloitte and IBM. That gives us unparalleled access to Fortune 1000 companies. We are working with some of the top startups and some of the top enterprises, and we have achieved some amazing results. The conversion on the sales have gone up by 26%. We have increased the customer satisfaction by more than 44%. And the most important part, the agent productivity has gone up by 51%. And did I tell you about the customer lifetime value? We were able to push it up by 75%. That's because of upselling and cross-selling enabled by a Backstage interface. And here we are looking out for investors, partners, come join us and let's make sales great again.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Coaches, your thoughts?
Super cool. Could you talk to me about the other folks that are in your similar marketplace and why you're different to what they offer?
Yeah, I mean, most of people are actually focused on automating and taking human out of the loop. We are focused on making human more productive and effective. Our competitors are typical chatbots, but we integrate to any website, any platform. With one click, you can go on a live video call. So kind of you can replace your Zoom and Google Meets and stuff like with instant video calling and AI assisting on that call.
Second question, could you expand a bit more on the partnerships you have with Deloitte and IBM? Because those sound very exciting. And to add to that, in those partnerships, what's been the most prominent feedback on your product from those folks? What do they like the most about what you've built?
I think they like the most about I mean, obviously there are like thousands of AI companies out there, and everyone is looking at automating a lot of stuff. We are focused on productivity, and we are focused on making sure that this is the real application of AI, and avoiding the buzzword of like, hey, we know the problem. We have seen like most of the companies like IBM, for example, like all the enterprises they are working with, they have like hundreds of salespeople out there. They have the churn rate, if you look at in the sales industry, is like around 15 to 20%. That means you're training 15% every year. And that's a lot of lost productivity out there.
Thank you.
So one big idea I want to share is communication is a physical art. It's a physical experience.
Yeah.
We often think about it as happening up here, only in our heads, because we're sharing complex ideas, lots of data, financial information, whatever it is. And in the end, it's actually a physical experience. It's actually closer to any sport you would play than anything else. It's a more subtle experience in that the muscles that we use when we speak are small and subtle, like our facial expressive muscles, like our vocal cords, but they're still muscles. And so what I want to talk to you about is something that you can do as a warm-up, which is what I will recommend to everyone also.
Yeah.
But specifically one that warms up your enunciators. And by enunciators, I mean lips, teeth, tongue, hard palate, soft palate, basically the roof of your mouth. The more that you can engage those things when you're doing a pitch, the more that those ideas will land in a much more impactful way. So one quick drill that I want you to try before you do your next pitch next time. Take your pinky, if it's clean, and put it between your teeth, just like that. Now you have an impediment here that you have to work against.
Yeah.
Just like resistance training, like a runner running with a parachute. Once you take it out, you've made some new muscle memory that you can then use to use more enunciation when you're doing your pitch. That's
awesome.
what I'd recommend.
Yeah, that's
Thank
pretty
you.
awesome, actually. Thank you.
Thank you, Shashank. Let's have a round of applause for all the companies and their pitches, the entrepreneurs. Now we are going to vote for our favorite pitch. I think it's up on the screen here. You can vote for your favorite pitch. Is it working? No? Is the... Okay, great. I think it looks... Oh, there you go. I think the winner is the first one, right? Jason Patel, is he here? Oh, okay. Round of applause for our coaches. And I encourage everybody to come to the New Jersey Economic Development Authority. Our booth is right near the entrance, and we love to hear from you and love to connect. Thank you.
Thank you.